What's going on, guys? Welcome to another video of Project Midwest. So starting right off where we left off last time. So there it is, guys. So we have our exhaust fully positioned where we want it at, and Justin went ahead and notched out or cut out the side skirt. So we actually ended up doing a pretty good job, I think. So the goal was that we wanted a little bit of material down here, so maybe just to, make it look more part of the car.
Yeah.
More cool factor.
That's probably good support too, to be honest.
Yeah, that. And then we also didn't want the exhaust just, down here and hanging. Like, I feel like that would have looked odd.
Yeah.
So let's go to the other side so you guys can see what this looks like. Like I said, I've seen some like teardrop effects with like just normal like round piping, but I haven't seen anything like this. Ignore this big ass blob of Bondo. I don't know what Justin was doing there, but this is what we got going on, guys. Take a look at it. I'll clean that up. So we think it looks pretty cool. Last couple things that we got to do here. Obviously, it's touching. We didn't want to overcut. What we'll do is maybe leave a 1/4 to 1/2 inch of airspace around this side skirt. And then we have to lay this flat on the sander, hit it with a belt sander so it's nice and flat, and that should clean that up. So very happy with the results, very happy that both sides came out like even. We measured it, we stenciled it out several times, and the results look awesome. So I can't wait to hear the car. Definitely one of my favorite parts of the car right now. Yes, we still got to get to run, but I can't wait. I can't wait to just hear it. It's gonna sound nuts. So anyways, I think the moment is here where we just got to do some welding. I'm gonna go ahead and remove that full exhaust, and then maybe, I don't know what the best way is, just because it's in 2 pieces right now. So we have our mufflers, or well, resonators, and then down there we got some V-band clamps that actually come down and then turn into our oval piping. So it's 2 separate sections, which I think should make it easier, and probably just weld those out and go little by little.
Yeah, I agree, for sure.
So this is gonna be our first official weld job. All right, quick update, guys. So we got the bottom half of this pipe about 75% of the way completed. Not really sure that I have, I guess this is the process that I've been going through so far. So I'm doing about, so there's like 1, 2, 3, 4 separate pie cuts or pieces of pipe here. And I'm pretty much alternating, going back and forth. So every time I make a stop, I'll go over here just so I don't overheat the stainless steel. I read that that can be bad for the stainless steel properties of the pipe. So trying to take my time on them, and then also trying to move quick. So if that makes sense. But for whatever reason, I'm not too happy with how dark these welds look. I'm no expert. This is the first exhaust I've ever welded. And yeah, so I mean, they look solid, and it looks like we're getting like plenty of penetration, but I'm not a big fan of the color. So these are probably the better ones right now. So I think, I don't know, I mean, should we try this vehicle and see what that does? I mean, they look okay, right? It almost looks like I'm dragging my wand. Not really sure you can see any dimes there, but that's welded.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Does it? I don't got that trained eye to be able to tell myself whether that looks good or not.
I mean, it looks decent for me, I guess. I mean, I'm not a professional either, but it looks pretty good.
This side over here. Careful, it's a little hot.
I'm not touching that side. Straight up.
Not too bad. Let's see this one. What do you think? Looks okay. I think we're just gonna keep going. Nothing much we can do. I guess we'll see how long this exhaust lasts for, and I mean, that's how we'll find out, right? If it cracks, we fix it, we try again.
At the end of the day, it's good practice, to be honest.
Yep, like we said, this is the first one, and so far so good. I did blow a couple holes through the pipe, but we got them fixed. That's what I was most concerned about. And right now we have gas running through it, and we let it run for a while. So we read online to crank it up, waited a few minutes for it to get I guess, filled or assumed that it was full. And then now we're running at 10 CFH, right?
Yeah, around there, yep, CFH.
All right, guys, I got it all finished up. So overall looks pretty solid. I'd rate this 7 or 6 out of 10 for being my first one. These welds right here actually look decent. I'm not really sure, and we'll take a look at it here in a second. Kind of sugaring it, if we got any sugaring in there, as well as penetration. So these all look decent. These were my first two, and then I transitioned over to this one. This one came out much better. I think I would have liked a little bit more filler wire. It's pretty flush with the pipe. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but when I got over here, as you guys can see, I already hit it with my grinder a little bit. It got bad. I had a hole about the size of a dime, so I ended up having to fill that up. And this is where I realized that, you know, having a belt sander is like night and day. So for the ones that were extremely like flush, like the pieces were like together, those were much easier to weld. Now this one had gaps here and there. Also, I imagine my pie cuts not being totally flush, but this is before we had the belt sander, so which explains why there's this whole area was just jacked up. On top of that, that's where we have our 90-degree bend. So the pipe was stretched, therefore thinner around this area. So you know, I was moving along and I was already like way up here, and then it just like burst open. So I don't know if it was like from the pressure from the gas or a combination of things, just it being thin, the gas, and me just jacking it up. So overall, pretty happy with it. Not too bad. If it breaks, we'll fix it. No big deal. I'm confident that these other ones will come out like much easier. I think I'll fly through those.
I agree.
And then the top half of the pipe has less parts, bits and pieces, and I think it's going to be easier to get around. So we'll see. We don't want to weld the flange on yet, so we want to make sure that nothing warped or just got out of whack. So hopefully this will give us enough leeway to like just make sure that it's good to go. So just gonna wait for it to cool down. Maybe we'll place it back on the car and we'll keep moving forward. Check it out, guys. This is my typical welding shirt. Huh? Look at that, look at that. It's nice, right? Hadn't worn it until we started welding this exhaust, but you know what's even better? Check this bad boy out. Look at that. It's legit.
They misspelled your name.
Edward?
It's supposed to be Edward.
Hell yeah. Broke this baby. I'm gonna break this baby in today. I got it for Christmas last year. I haven't put it on. I was like, you know what? Saw it in the closet. This is gonna be a new shirt for some content. I'm gonna keep using this one from here on out. Since it's a little toasty, it's a little humid, raining outside, and it's nice and hot in the garage. But anyways, back to it. So we got this side all welded up. We'll take it out here in a second so you guys can check it out. And minor things I gotta do. I gotta weld the flange. That one started getting a little sketchy because I noticed that kind of started to warp on the outer, I guess what would you call them, the little wings on the flange. So where the bolts go in through. So we're gonna be a little bit more careful with this one. Not too bad on the V-bands on that side, but we are gonna keep everything clamped. So gotta be a little speedy. This side came out much better because we're running out of gas. So gonna try to knock it out on the first try, and hopefully we don't F anything up and we'll be good to go. So, all right, this is it. So that's a full setup, that's full exhaust. Just a couple things to note on here. Don't look at these wells over here. As we would say, some chingaderas over here. Not good, not good. So we'll cover these up with my hand. Just kidding. No, we'll show them, Because we're learning over here, guys. Look at that, look at that. Definitely effed it up. Probably got pretty damn hot in some of these areas. Could have melted the goddamn sun. Over here, not so bad. Started getting a little bit better. Color started looking a little better. And I guess I think probably got to move quicker. I'm sure there's probably a couple things I got to improve in my gas settings. But floating around 65 amps, 50 amps just to get the puddle going, and then moving right along. So this one was probably the better one all around. This one was the worst one. So that side wasn't too bad, right?
No.
Like, it wasn't, I guess for being my first one, it was okay. So anyways, what we'll end up doing, since the exhaust this is passenger side, by the way, so turbo coming out the side. I think I'm gonna put some exhaust hangers with some like rubber grommets that are then bolted onto the body just to allow a little bit of play, since we really don't have any flex pipes. I don't think it's gonna crack the exhaust. If it cracks, it's probably gonna be because of welds, not because of vibrations. So just to give it a good amount of movement, and it's also not very long, so I imagine that, you know, I think if we were going all the way back, we definitely need some flex pipes or,
for sure,
or something in place. But
I agree.
I think we're all right here. So that'll be the game plan. So right now, last thing I gotta do is weld this bottom side. I didn't weld it because I was pissed off that day. Things weren't going well. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna leave it. Because if I weld that right now, I bet you it's not gonna line up on that opening. It just cut out down the side. And measured it, leveled it out, and it was actually good. So it's spot on. So last thing we'll do is we got this, the flanges we gotta weld, V-bands all the way around, and just this little guy right here, that one, and I think that'll be it. We got maybe V-bands on that side, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And that'll be a wrap for the exhaust. So we'll go ahead and knock these out today. Don't want to make it too much of a welding video, but who knows, it might end up being just that. And once that's completed, I think we'll end up transitioning to, since we couldn't get the CAN bus to work, we're gonna get this car fired up and running on a standalone harness. So like we showed you guys in the previous video, if you haven't watched that, go ahead and check that out. Oh, don't know if I mentioned earlier, subscribe if you haven't already. But we'll go ahead and get started on this and get this thing done. Justin went ahead and did some fabricating over here. So he actually, he expanded the outlet a little bit more around the side skirt. So we cut about less than a 1/4 inch, you said?
Yeah, it's very close to 1/4 inch.
Yeah, so not bad. We're getting a good amount of space all the way around. We want to keep that lip sticking outside of that side skirt on the front end, so we just want gappage all the way around, but the gap will obviously be behind the lip. So far so good, not too shabby. I can't wait to hear this thing. I cannot wait.
Me too.
And if we're lucky, we're not gonna have any water leaks once we get this thing fired up, because we haven't put any water in it. We did put some oil, so that should be good to go. I got my shindig thing over here, getting some welds done with pretty much no more gas. So we're probably gonna have to pick up a new tank tomorrow. I literally just ran out, so that'll be the game plan, guys. So gonna keep going on this thing. If I run out of gas right now, I think I'll probably just end up helping Justin out and then maybe keep going on the checklist. All right, guys, it's a wrap. So whole thing's done. We ended up running out of gas, but the only thing that's left is a little ironic, but it's the flange. So we have to weld the flange on this one. That one's done. We got V-bands on that to finalize, and that should be all set. And Justin, I think, did you get that side skirt on? Is that on right now or no?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so let's recap that too. So Justin finished up the side skirt over here. So what we ended up doing, or Justin ended up doing, he added about 1/2 inch of clearance all the way around, just to prevent some of that heat buildup around like the side skirt, and hopefully we're not torching the paint or wrap or whatever we decided to do on the car. But yeah, overall came out great. I think it looks awesome. The pipe does need to sit a little bit like that, so it'll give it that nice little push to make things even all the way around right here. And I think you said you were gonna do a little bit of hand sanding on it just to smooth it out, right?
Yeah, I can only do so much with the Dremel.
Yep, so gonna smooth that out before paint. Obviously there's a lot of work that needs to be done still on this, I guess on the body. Well, we're getting close.
It's more side skirts need a little bit extra work now, but.
So once that's finalized, I think we should be all done. So that'll be it for the exhaust. The last couple things on them, we gotta weld our O2 bungs on it. So once that's done, that's it. Maybe we add a little bit of wrap to them here and there. Air shielding, and is donezo. So do have a bit of a mess going on over here. I am building new mounts for our spark plug mounts. The old ones that we had were a little janky. We learned a couple things between then and now, so gonna get those rebuilt, and then over the next few days I'll probably extend the harness. So just to get that
shorten
done.
the harness?
Yeah, shorten the harness. Yeah, you're right. So there's a bunch of excess that needs to be removed. And I think that's it. So thanks again for watching, guys. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and do all that good stuff. And we'll catch you guys on the next one.